Hey, babe. You ready for story time? All right, come on. It's my turn to read. Yeah, just snuggle up here with me. Yeah, let's see. Where did we leave off? There we go. Okay. Chapter 11. Lucy Westenra's Diary. 12 September. How good they all are to me. I quite love that dear Dr. Van Helsing. I wonder why he was so anxious about these flowers. He positively frightened me, he was so fierce, and yet he must have been right, for I feel comfort from them already. Somehow I do not dread being alone tonight, and I can go to sleep without fear. I shall not mind any flapping outside the window. Oh, the terrible struggle that I have had against sleep so often of late. The pain of the sleeplessness, or the pain of the fear of sleep, with such unknown horror as it has for me. How blessed are some people whose lives have no fears, no dreads, to whom sleep is a blessing that comes nightly and brings nothing but sweet dreams. Well, here I am tonight, hoping for sleep, and lying like Ophelia in the play with virgin krantz and maiden struments. I never liked garlic before, but tonight it is delightful. There is peace in its smell. I feel sleep coming already. Good night, everybody. Dr. Seward's Diary. 13 September. Called at the Berkeley and found Van Helsing as usual up to time. The carriage ordered from the hotel was waiting. The professor took his bag, which he always brings with him now. Let all be put down exactly. Van Helsing and I arrived at Hillingham at 8 o'clock. It was a lovely morning. The bright sunshine and all the fresh feeling of early autumn seemed like the completion of nature's annual work. The leaves were turning to all kinds of beautiful colors, but had not yet begun to drop from the trees. When we entered, we met Mrs. Westenra coming out of the morning room. She is always an early riser. She greeted us warmly and said, "You will be glad to know that Lucy is better. The dear child is still asleep. I looked into her room and saw her, but did not go in, lest I should disturb her." The professor smiled and looked quite jubilant. He rubbed his hands together and said, "Aha! I thought I had diagnosed the case. My treatment is working," to which she answered, "You must not take all the credit for yourself, doctor. Lucy's state this morning is due in part to me." "How do you mean, ma'am?" asked the professor. "Well, I was anxious about the dear child in the night, and went into her room. She was sleeping soundly, so soundly that even my coming did not wake her. But the room was awfully stuffy. There were a lot of those horrible, strong-smelling flowers about everywhere, and she actually had a bunch of them round her neck. I feared that the heavy odor would be too much for the dear child in her weak state. So I took them all away and opened a bit of the window to let in a little fresh air. You will be pleased with her, I am sure." Darling, did you fall asleep? Oh, my little dreamer already passed out. I suppose we'll have to wait till tomorrow to finish this, Come here. Cuddle up closer to me. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay. You can fall back asleep. There you go. God, you look so beautiful like this, curled up against my chest. Your mouth open a little as you softly snore. You always say you never snore, but I know better, don't I? Sweetheart, you make the cutest sounds and motions when you sleep. I can always tell what sort of dream you're having. I can tell when you're having a nightmare. You clutch onto me so tightly, make those soft little whimpers. Or when you're having a good dream, and you very nearly wake yourself up laughing. Oh, my sweet girl. How can I even begin to tell you how much you mean to me? Every time I try, you get embarrassed. You try so desperately to change the subject. Is it really so difficult to believe that you make me happy? Honey, I know you've been hurt before. You've given your heart to men who didn't deserve it, and they left scars, but darling, I will kiss each and every wound. I will always be there for you. You just have to let me. I only want your happiness, your comfort, your peace of mind. I never want you to go a day without knowing just how beautiful and special you are. Every time I call you beautiful, you scrunch up your face and stick out your tongue. Like that expression could make my words false. If anything, it only makes me love you more. I just wish you could see yourself through my eyes. See that every little thing you do only makes me fall deeper and deeper in love. All your little eccentricities, your flaws, those bits of yourself that you try to keep hidden, your passions. I cherish every single one, the good and the bad, because they're what make you, you. I hate those men who hurt you. Ones who made you believe you're anything less than spectacular. I don't understand how someone so incredible could be called such things. I tell you, sweetheart, those things are not true. But what will it take for you to see it too? I know it wasn't easy letting me in. I know how badly you struggled. I could see it written on your face. You wanted to trust me. You wanted me to hold my heart in your hands, but all those past experiences terrified you. You worried I'd be just another disappointment. And you still do sometimes. I can see those walls being built back up now and again. You have so much to say, but you worry that your words don't matter, that I won't listen, that I won't care. But I do. You have no idea how proud you make me. You do so much for others, putting everyone's needs before your own, breaking your back to see to it that no one has a bad day. My love, you take all the pain of the world and work painstakingly to turn that darkness into something light and beautiful. That's work only a saint could do. You've come so far in such little time. You've broken through the chains that held you back. You've grown, taken steps towards your goals. I know you worry that you're going too slow. There's always something more you could do, but darling, baby steps are still steps forward. They're nothing to be ashamed of. I can't wait to see what you're going to do. How you'll continue to change the world around you for the better. You are incandescent. Truly a guiding light in my life. When I met you, I wasn't in the best of places. A cloud of gray surrounded me and always followed me. I was only a shadow of a man. But when I saw you walk into that coffee shop, I knew you'd change everything. It was one of those moments where I finally felt the tides of fate shift in my favor. You smiled when you saw me, and after a few minutes of awkward conversation, I ordered coffee for the both of us. We sat down and lost ourselves for hours in conversation. No topic was out of bounds. We spoke of past loves, of nights when everything seemed darkest. We shared our wounds, and I knew I wanted to fix you. How wrong I was. The most common mistake with first loves, you forget that they don't need fixing. There was nothing I could do to steal away your pain. I couldn't fight your battles for you. Well, I tried my hardest, but what I could do was ease the burden, offer you a safe place in my arms where you could rest before facing the war outside. And as the months passed, I felt that weight easing on my shoulders. I saw colors begin to flood my vision where once there were only the bleak shades of gray. Darling, you brought color back into my life, as cliche as that sounds. It's true. I know there's been ups and downs with us. You've seen me at my worst, when I was so monstrous I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. When I've proven in spades just how much of a wounded child I can be now and again, but you stayed with me through all of it. You asked for nothing but for me to be myself, and you've loved every single facet of me. How on earth can I make that up to you? How can I show you your worth, your value? You have done what no one else ever has. You gave me a reason to love the world around me. That's something I thought I'd never feel again. I actually feel excited about life. Your exuberance and excitement rub off on me. I see the world through your eyes. Take delight in the new and the terrifying. I want to experience it all, and what's more, I want to experience it with you. With you right there beside me, holding my hand, kissing my cheek. Oh, my beautiful little dreamer. There never will be another like you. The space you occupy in my heart belongs solely to you. And it always will. Rest easy, my sweetheart.